Hello and welcome to the Gamers Table. It is Monday and we are reviewing
Flashpoint Fire Rescue. It's definitely a fun cooperative game. The call comes in. 911, what is your emergency? On the other end is a panicked response of fire! Fire! Moments later, you don the protective suits that'll keep you alive. Gather your equipment and rush to the scene of a blazing inferno.
It's cold outside.
The team has only seconds to assess the situation and devise a plan of attack. Then you spring into action
Put the fire out.
Like the trained professionals that you are. You must face your fears. Never give up, and above all else, work as a team because
Fear's being
the fire is raging.
What's that got to do with fire?
The building is threatening to collapse and lives are in danger. You must succeed. You are the brave men and women of fire rescue. People are depending on you. This is what you do every day. This game can be a little dull if you make it too easy.
So up to 6 players, and you're
stuff
in one of 2 houses.
Well, you got to do the Basil.
No, I don't. I don't copy other people's shows. Well, unless I'm making fun of it.
Yeah.
And Barry, don't think I didn't notice. So there's 2 options. There's this house, and there's this house. I don't know if one of is more difficult than the other. I think they're just 2 different layouts, so you can vary it up.
Yeah, probably.
But you'll go through the setup, putting out hot spots and fire and the possible locations of people and hazardous materials based on what level of the game you're at.
Don't forget the kittens and the puppies and stuff too.
So the first half of the rule book is the family game rules, which is the basic. But you know, if you're watching the show, odds are you're playing the experience game.
Yeah,
and it's nicely set up, step by step, how to set up the board.
Show that. So you were showing up.
I think when we played on Recruit, it was a little too easy. But when it was harder, it became a little bit more frantic, a little bit more real. It definitely brought out the theme more. Recruit is 3 initial explosions and 3 hazardous materials. Veterans 3 explosions, 4 hazmats. And Heroic, which we recently won, yay us.
Yay!
4 initial explosion and 5 hazardous materials.
So one of the reasons that we recently won is we had first played another basic game, and we randomly drew a set of 3 characters, and 2 of the 3 characters were sort of the guys you should have in every one. One of them being
the driver
who can use the fire hose for half price of everybody else, and the other one being the fire captain who can use 2 action points to move other people around during his turn. Can't save those action points up, which your regular action points you can save if you need to stack them up for later. But the combination of those 2 keeps the fire in the house sort of under control and moves the firefighters along quicker and actually gets people rescued a lot faster.
And then the third one you choose, like if you're playing just 3-player like we were, just maybe pick at random or whatever your favorite is or something that's left over.
The hazmat guy is pretty good.
Yeah, he's good.
Not having to walk the hazmat out, especially when there's 5 of them out there.
Yeah,
was really handy.
These hazmats can be pretty scary, especially.
Yeah, we tried the super experienced dudes. You are the heroes of the world the first time, and we all picked random. And as soon as I saw the random selection of characters we had, I had a pretty good idea we were going to lose. It was bad. The entire house blew to smithereens really, really quickly. And because we didn't have anybody who could put out a lot of fire quickly, and Ken had the paramedic who's useless at putting out fires, the house just basically burned down while we sort of stood there looking at it going,
half of the house was on fire. It was crazy.
Yeah, when there's that much fire
so I had to switch
on,
characters halfway through the game.
It's constant explosion. Oh, look, another explosion. Another explosion. Doesn't take long.
Especially when you roll the same numbers over and over and over again.
There's a supply of black cubes that represent damage to the house. If all of these cubes are on the house has collapsed and everybody inside is dead, and if you didn't get enough people out, well,
you lose.
That's bad.
It's game over, man.
It's very bad.
So yeah, you lose automatically. Well, if the house collapses and you have less than 7 people rescued, or if you have 4 victims that die, you lose.
Now you win as soon as you get 7 people rescued. That's to the ambulance and off the board.
I like the point of interest because you don't know where you got to go to rescue the people, so you'll go there and find there's nothing there. So a bit of a time waster. There's definite luck involved in the game, but I think luck has to be part of any cooperative game, because if it's all just static, this is how it happens, it becomes very easy to just play it and just calculate what needs to be done and win every single time. So all cooperative games need some sort of random element that people cannot prepare for.
After every player's turn, the fire has a chance to spread, and you roll the 2 dice, a d8, which gives you the column, and a d4 that gives you d6, sorry, that gives you the row, and you put one of these tokens out. If there's no other fire around it, you put it smoke side up. If it goes adjacent to another fire, you put the fire side up. If you roll where there's already a fire, that's what Chris was talking about, the explosions.
The explosions are exciting part of the game, but they're also make you lose faster.
Oh, yeah.
Wrapping up for Flashpoint Fire Rescue. The theme, you are firefighters fighting a fire in a house that is on fire. And the house is on fire, the fire spreads, you're trying to rescue the people out of it, you're dealing with smoke, you're dealing with fire, you're dealing with new fire starting everywhere.
And other players.
The theme sort of holds together, and especially from the point of you have to cooperate. You have to play this game as a team. Yeah. You can't go off and do your own thing and let the other people do it. You all have to work together, or the house is going to burn down and collapse. And then everybody's dead and you're not happy. It's not like Arkham that you can lose the game and still think it was a good game. This one, if you lose the game, well, that kind of sucked.
Yeah.
So easy to play. There's a bit of a learning curve. There definitely is. There's a lot. It's very fiddly. There's a lot of bits
stuff going
to flip over and move around. A lot of things to remember in the turn order. It's not that there are a lot of options on your turn, because there really isn't. You have the action points. You can spend them doing one of the things your character can do, or one of the general things. But it's basically move, put out fires, and get the people out.
There you go.
Yeah, it is fun to play. Well, you know that I like co-op games better, and this one, especially if you get the right rolls, it can be a lot of fun. You get the wrong rolls, it can be fun too, but
it just makes it harder.
Yeah. The nice thing that we might not have mentioned is you can choose to spend 2 action points while you're at the fire engine and change to one of the other jobs. So you could take random and see how incredibly badly it's going, and then switch it up and maybe bring the game back and actually win it. So all in all, co-op game. Works well together, good theme. I give Flashpoint Fire Rescue a 9.
Yeah, I was thinking I liked this a lot better than the first couple times I played it. Of course, when we played it, we played Heroic the very first time, and we're trying to learn the rules, and we just had random characters, and we lost horribly. And picking the right roles for this, especially in Heroic, could make a world of difference in this, especially the driver-operator, I think. When the fire's spreading like crazy, you'll be begging for your driver-operator here. To fire the deck gun for 2 action points instead of 4, you can fire it twice in a turn. You just sit there, and if everything keeps combusting in that same end of the building all the time, very handy. The rulebook, I've read some of it, not all of it. Chris has some issues with it. I did have trouble looking up some of the things, which is probably where the points are going to come off in this one, or, point for me, because I'm going to give the game a 9. The components are all pretty solid. The artwork and everything is really good and everything like that. The character variations, the variety of the characters, the jobs you got, the turn order cards and everything is very handy.
I really like it too. The more I played it, the more I found I like it. The one thing I don't like about the rule book, and some rule books do it, they have a family game or beginner game, how to play, and then halfway or near the end of the rule book is the way I actually do want to play it, the experience game. So there's a lot of different rules between the family game and the experience game, so you definitely want to make sure you note the changes in there, because it was a little bit confusing. Trying to find specific rules. I give Flashpoint Fire Rescue an 8.5.
So that's it for this episode of the Gamers Table. Tune in next week-ish, where we review another game.
Yeah, that's what we do.
And if you like the episode, click the like button down below. When it comes to the credits at the end, look up at the top. Where's the option to subscribe to the channel if you haven't, or to see some of our other videos.
find the like button. This is what Ken does every day too.
Put out fires?
No. Blah blah blah.
You were showing up.
Set up the bar.
Every time you always
They're
look
not
over at
gonna
him
see
all
it.
the time.
You keep saying that. They see it clear as day. Look. Write it and tell them that you can read it.
Can you read it? Can you read it?
Can you read it now?
Yeah, can you read it now?
Derailed again.
I interrupt us, Maximus.
Chris.
Yes.
Okay, so wrapping up for Flashpoint Fire
I was
Rescue.
ready to let him keep going instead. But you want to keep going? Start over.
Carry on.
We could edit that out. You know?
No, go ahead.
And I gotta stop hitting that.